Page 96, Introduction and Dance. On page 94, they give you some more sight reading. I encourage you to do all the sight reading you can. The more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And the better music reader you become, the easier it is to learn new music. On page 95, they give you some more exercises. Yuck, but if you want to go through those, you go right ahead. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, I have nothing to say about the exercises on page 95 other than yuck. Let's talk about introduction and dance. At the top of the page, they're introducing a new time signature. This one has no numbers in it. It's just the letter C. It stands for common time, which is the same as 4/4 time. So the two are interchangeable. Some people try and say there's a difference between them. They're interchangeable. I'm liable to say either one. And this piece is in common time or 4/4 time. Same difference. So let's look it over. We have some interesting things going on here. Treble and bass clef, common time, 1 flat in the key signature. It's either in F major or D minor. If you look at the end, the last at the bottom of page 97, you're here. It ends on a D minor chord. I'm guessing it's in D minor. It might change key signatures in the middle of it. I don't know, but it sounds like it's in D minor. Make sure you can do the scales for F major and D minor is what I'm after. That's really, in my opinion, that's the important thing. If you've been doing the scales, you're faithfully, you're getting them, then go ahead and do the intermediate level on the scales. Go up 2 octaves. If you haven't been, do the 2 octaves. Please don't try the advanced yet. Don't be pushing this. That's, in my opinion, a really waste of time right now. The 1 octave, if you don't know it, learn it 1 octave. Get comfortable with it 1 octave. And if you do know it, go ahead and start doing it 2 octaves. Make sure you do the trill exercise. It's the trill exercise and the accents that really do the magic. I explain the instructions and details, all that in the videos. Let's take this one hand at a time. Make sure we have the notes and rhythms. The right hand at the beginning is here. 8th notes, 1 and 2. Then you're just going to lift up and come down for measure 3. Just lift up. Now, I like to feel my way around the keyboard. And there's nothing wrong with the fingering in the book here where it goes from measure 2 to measure 3 using thumb to thumb. I just don't like doing that if I don't have to. So what I'm going to do is for measure 2, instead of 3/1, I'm going to scrunch up and do a 5/3. Now my thumb is right there ready to go. So again at the beginning, here and then 5/3, and then reach down. You have a choice. You can lift up and come up, or you can play, there's 2 Ds. Remember, we repeated notes, we can change hand positions on repeated notes. So I can go a 5/1. I can use those 2 Ds to change hand positions. But in measure 6, I'm staying where I am because I'm not going down this time. I scrunch up a little bit for measure 7. Remember that sharp is good for the rest of the measure. And then the quarter notes. And then measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they got 1/4. That's okay, but on the second one, it's more comfortable to use 5. So I'm going to use 1/4 on the first time, the first quarter note. So it's 1/5, and then 1/4, and then 1/5. And then you can do a 1/5 again for the F sharp. If you want, there's other fingerings I can offer if you don't want to come up in here, but it complicates things a little bit. You can experiment with the 1, because you can do that, and then a 1/4 here, and then a 2/4 if you want. So there are different fingerings available, but I'm going to leave that up to you and the size of your hands. And the rhythm, because of the tied notes and all, it makes it syncopated. Again, measure 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Cross under. And then cross back over. If you've been doing the scales, this kind of move is pretty easy by now, I hope. Then reach down, thumb. And then third finger's fine. Measure 19, the 2 quarter notes is a 2-1. And then reach up, little finger come up. And measure 23 is just a scale going down. It's the natural minor scale going down because we're using a C natural here, not a... Technically, it's the melodic minor going down. I don't want to get into that too much. Just play the natural minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Left hand, not too bad here. Just a 1 chord. You hold that down for 2 measures, and then measure 3. Now that's a major chord. And then the 4 chord, here or here, depending on which fingering you choose, and then here. And measure 7, oh, what's this? Well, it's a G sharp, a D, and an E. Here, and then here. And then lift up. And then they want 5. I would like to connect these with the hands. The problem is that I got to come up here. And I'd like to connect that. I don't know how well you're getting this or how much you're struggling. You can use the fingering in the book is fine, but I like to connect these. So to do that, I have to use this fingering pretty much. And this is the last measure on page 96. It's measure 8. You're here and then you come down. Instead of 5, I'm going to use 2. I'm going to come from here to here. 1 and then 4 on the C sharp. Now I can use 3 and a 1, 2 to start, and then 3 here. So it's 2. Because we're not using pedal here. I want to connect them myself. That is a fingering you can try. Then a measure 9 going on. We got broken chords. Go down to the bottom, page 97, the last 2 measures, the second ending. Now you have the minor scale going up, and this is the harmonic minor here. Actually, this is the melodic minor. I haven't talked too much about the melodic minor. I did mention there's 3 flavors of minor scales. Well, this is a melodic minor. See, in the measure 23 in the right hand, that would have been melodic minor going down, which is the same as natural minor. I know it's confusing. The point is, in a D minor scale, you have 1 flat. Let's just go over it. That's the natural minor. In the harmonic minor, we're raising the 7th step up, and that's the one we use the most. But a lot of times in music, like here, you get the melodic minor. I don't teach it. You run across it occasionally. You just play it when you do. Because if you can play the harmonic minor, you're pretty much set for the others. So in a melodic minor, you raise the 6th and 7th steps going up. Not just the 7th. It's 6th and 7th. And the 6th then would be the B flat. Well, we'd play B natural instead. So it's here, C sharp. And then the natural minor going down. So it depends on which direction you're going as to which notes you're playing. Well, in measure 23, it's going down, so we're doing the natural minor. But in measure 25, we're going up, we're doing the melodic minor. That's really, you're doing the melodic minor in measure 23, but it happens to be the same as the natural minor when you go down, that's all. We're using the melodic minor here is what I'm after. Then you put the hands together here. Not too hard, I hope. On measure 9, then it's here. Anyway, you go through and put the hands together. And I think that rhythm's pretty straightforward. And we'll go back and we'll add the articulation. Connect as best you can, very smooth. And then lift up. This is why you can get away with the fingering in the book, because you're lifting up anyway. Lift up. just lift up here. In the left hand, you have to lift up anyway because of the chord, so it works out. But then at the bottom, this is measure 8, is it? Here, you're here. Connect these as best you can. I'm connecting that. And then go on. Staccato, wrist staccato. Ba. Good. Lift up. Now 23, measure 23, you get a staccato on the left hand. Connect the right hand. Then at the end you get an accent, and there's an 8VA above the top staff, so the right hand goes up here. Not the left hand, just the right hand. Here. I'm not sure what they're after exactly, because I think there's an error in the music. You see at the bottom of page 97 on the last measure there's a repeat sign. I see no reason for a repeat sign. If you repeat, you're going to repeat back to the reverse repeat sign. So what they're saying is, what, you can do page 97 indefinitely? Because you just keep going? I don't know. In my opinion, you don't need a repeat sign at the bottom. On the second ending, when you get there to the chord here, end it. That's it. You're over. Done. Fine. So cross out the little dots on that repeat sign. You don't need them. As far as dynamic goes, this is the right hand. It's the melody. Whatever you think moderately soft is, this has to be under it. And you're staying there until measure 5. Then you go up to moderately loud. Just a little louder. And then at the bottom, measure 8, you're going to go up to loud. I suggest you come down to sort of soft, soft, moderately soft, moderately loud. Now you're loud. And that's the right hand. And now you're loud in the right. Keep the left hand in the background. And these fermatas, you hold them as long as you feel right. I do it with a metronome. I'll just double the value and hold each one 2 counts. Little louder, now loud. And that's the right hand. Keep the left hand in the background. Until measure 16. Now come down. And measure 20, go back up. There, that's loud. Left hand's in the background. And when you do the measure 24, the fermata quarter notes, they don't give you any dynamics here. If you want to stay loud, I guess you can. My feeling is just to do the same dynamic you did in measure 8. Come down, a little louder, now loud again. But if you want to stay loud through the whole thing, it doesn't say anything. You see, when it doesn't say anything, you kind of have a choice. What do you want to do? Yeah. You have to feel it. Well, how do you feel that dynamic should it be? And then, of course, you're going to end it loud here. And very loud because of the accent. That's all an accent does for a piano. It just makes it a little louder than where you're at. Then the speed. Well, it says slowly at first. So this is slow. But then when you get over to measure 9, now it's lively. There's 2 different speeds. That causes a problem with a metronome because the metronome don't do that. So what I'm going to do when we do a play with me is I'm going to take page 96 half as fast as page 97. Because I'm going to give the 8th notes a count on page 96. 1 and 2 and then on measure 9 then it's the quarter note gets a count. 1, 2, 3, 1. So it goes twice as fast. That's just so I can stay with the metronome. I mean, it's not really twice as fast, but I want to stay with the metronome. Please don't copy me. I could play this 10 times, I'd play it different every time. Because I'm always experimenting. You got to get to know it well enough. You get past the mechanics and you start feeling it and getting into the music. And you try different dynamics, you try different articulations, you try different tempos, you try different things. Just don't violate what the music tells you to do. But the music doesn't really tell you much when you think about it. There's a lot of things we can do in here besides what's written. Or should I say in addition to what's written. I like to play it with you slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. The fermatas, I'm going to have 2 counts instead of 1. And again, the tempo for page 96, the 8th note's going to be with the metronome. And then when we get to page 97, the quarter note's going to be with the metronome. So page 97 is going to be twice as fast as page 96. Good luck with that, but okay. I'm going to give us 4 counts, 4 quarter note counts to come in. 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1. 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and hold, rest, rest, to rest, to rest. Now 1, second ending. Rest, rest.